So I test fit these and they fit pretty good, but gotta grease the pins. So that's the skis. I just had to powder them with the thing's not going to be used much. I have a habit of wanting to grease every bolt I put in. These are stainless, so if you ever put stainless bolts with a stainless nut, they gall when you put them together, like if you were to use an impact gun, and they'll actually seize completely in the nut. You gotta cut them off. They kind of weld themselves together. Which is a pain in the ass, so I always put grease on everything. Every nut in the bolt that I put in a sled, I grease it. It comes off easier for the next guy. If you ever got to do maintenance, they pop right off. Keeps everything quiet. So that's something I definitely highly recommend. Anytime you put anything together that's used outside, used in the weather, a little bit of grease goes a long way. And then 15 years down the road, if somebody decides they want to re-powder coat these skis, or they want to take them off and clean them, or they just come right off, nice and easy. I use AMSOIL grease too. I'm not afraid of grease. I use a lot of it. Grease doesn't hurt nothing. And if it smears on shit, you just wipe it off. Simple, easy. Just a little extra measure of protection. I always put nylocks on the skis too. And the leaf springs, I never use those pins. The pins are a pain in the ass. The cotter pins break. When the cotter pins break, it's just more of a pain. Somebody's riding the machine and the pin falls out. Guess what? I'm responsible, so I try to do the best job that I can as far as originality, and I also try to make it safe. So we're gonna put the pipes back on the machine, and hopefully I have some springs for it. I always wrap these when I take them apart too. I sandblasted and painted the flanges. They're Cerakoted. Pipes were coated in high-temp silicone powder. Pretty widely used on motorcycle exhausts. It seems to work pretty good. The owner of this machine didn't want them silver, so ceramic wasn't an option with the coater that I used. It's actually a pretty nice running machine. I mean, basically, There's nothing going on with it. It fired right up. Alright guys, we got the skis back on. Ski tip rubbers, the original ones, back on the skis. Pipes are installed. This is a high temp silicone. I've never used this stuff personally, but I know guys that have used it on Harleys and stuff, and they say it holds up pretty good, so hopefully it does. I like the ceramic, but also I did the sandblasted and painted the recoil. Those are new tethers from Skidoo Bob, because the original tethers that were on this sled when it was purchased were shot. They were all rotted out. So now I just got to rebuild the clutch. I may not even need to rebuild it. It might just need to be cleaned. Points are in it. Bosch plugs. Bosch spark plug caps. Got to do a recoil handle. And then she should be pretty much good to go. We do have a little bit of a fuel tank leak, which I gotta figure out. I think it's just coming out of that fitting, but we'll find out what that is. And then it just needs a serious cleaning. This one here, it's another customer's machine. I don't really know what he did. He said he like rebuilt the motor or something. Brought it over. He said it was popping through the carburetor. So I was assuming condensers going bad, maybe timing, or it was just too lean, because he also rebuilt the carburetor, and I haven't gotten into it yet. But when I was looking at it, there's silicone coming out of the head gasket because he didn't put one in there. So that's a strong possibility of an issue there. It's actually a pretty nice sled, 68 Olympic. 250. Sled's in nice shape. I'm betting on that's the original seat. Original rubber running boards. Well, we'll see what happens.